Hello everybody and welcome back. It is Michael from Hollowed Thrills back with another video, and today we are going to be talking about what my plans are for 2022 in regards to theme parks. What theme parks am I planning on going to? What coasters am I going to try to hit this year? As you know, last year I got my 100th coaster credit. I'm now at 101 since I got Superman at Great Adventure the other week. So I am super excited to try to get some new theme parks that I've never been to, as well as all the coasters from those parks as well. So before we get into all of those parks and coasters, please make sure that you are subscribed and have the bell notification turned on to get notified whenever I post a video. And also, while you're at it, go down the description and follow both my Instagram and my Twitter. The links are down there. And without further delay, let's talk about what theme parks I expect to go to in 2022. So there are 4 theme parks in particular that I am planning on getting to here in 2022. The majority of the 4 theme parks are going to be done in one trip, that being the ones that are further out west. So the 3 that are out west that are probably going to be done all in one trip would be Cedar Point, Kings Island, and Kennywood. Those 3 I have been meaning to hit for years, and I am finally going to get the opportunity to head out there this year, and I plan to make a decent sized trip of it so I can get a couple days at both Kings Island and at Cedar Point, because those 2 are the big ones. Now, the last one is going to be its own trip as well, and that is going to be going all the way down to North/South Carolina and finally getting to Carowinds. I have been trying to get to Carowinds for probably 5 years now, and every single time that I try to go, it's either closed or there's some sort of thing that's going on that I cannot make it, but I'm finally going to make it this year, fingers crossed. But between the 4 theme parks, we have 14 coasters at Cedar Point, 13 at Kings Island, 6 at Kennywood, and 13 at Carowinds, bringing the total between the 4 parks to 46 total coasters that I plan on getting over my trips this summer. There are a few parks that I have been to that do have new coasters coming this year that I do plan on trying to get. Now, those 4 parks would be King's Dominion, Busch Gardens Williamsburg, Busch Gardens Tampa, and SeaWorld Orlando. Now, at King's Dominion, they have Tombilly, which is opening this year. At Busch Gardens Williamsburg, they have Pantheon, which is opening this year. At SeaWorld Orlando, they have Icebreaker. And finally, at Busch Gardens Tampa, they have Iron Gwazi. So if I am able to get all 4 of those, as well as every park that I'm trying to get to over this summer, I'll have a total of 50 different coasters this year. Between the 4 new coasters, the ones that I'm most excited for and least excited for, starting from least to most, least excited for would have to be Tombilly at King's Dominion. Me and free spin coasters just don't go together very well. I've ridden one over at Six Flags Great Adventure, the Joker, and I am not a fan of the free spin coaster. It absolutely terrifies me, and it's just, no, I just get sick on them. It's not a fun time. But number 3 is going to be Icebreaker. There's not anywhere else I could put this, so that's just where it's going to end up being, because the other 2 are just leaps and bounds better. At number 2, I have Pantheon. Pantheon is going to be such a great ride. The top hat and the multiple launches are what really are the focal point of this ride, as well as the speed and those backward launches and that massive spike is just all things that are drawing me towards that attraction. Which now leaves us with one more spot, Iron Gwazi at number 1. Of course, everyone is super excited for Iron Gwazi. They have been waiting and hoping that it would open for years now, and it is finally supposed to be opening this year. And this one may rival an attraction that I'm hopefully going to get to ride this year, being Steel Vengeance, because that one has been the long-standing best RMC hybrid coaster. So Iron Gwazi is hopefully gonna try to take its throne. So like I said, if I do get all 4 of those coasters and all the coasters from the 4 theme parks that I'm planning on getting to this year, that would bring me to a total of 50 coasters in 1 year, which would bring my total coaster count of all time to 151 coasters, which would be incredible. Now, let's go through each park individually, and let me just talk about ones that coasters I'm most excited for from each one. Starting off with Cedar Point. Cedar Point is the big one. It is the coaster lover's dream. Cedar Point, there are 3 coasters there that I'm super excited for. Number 1 being Gatekeeper. Gatekeeper I am super excited for. I have never been on a winged coaster, so this is going to be my first one. And just the fact that it like really is the first thing that you see in the park is amazing. I just think that the coaster itself looks super cool, and I'm excited to finally get to ride it. Now, the second one that I'm excited for is Maverick. Now, you may be wondering, Michael, why are you excited for Maverick? It's not that big of a coaster. It's not that cool of a coaster. But to me, it's just really interesting. A lot of people rate it very highly, and the fact that there's that one section that goes in between those rock pillars is just super interesting to me, and how the whole story of it, that it was originally supposed to be a Heartline roll. Now, I wish that I'd be able to get on it when it had the Heartline roll, but, you know, I'm just super excited to ride it in general now. And last but not least, at Cedar Point, I'm excited to ride Steel Vengeance, the pinnacle of the RMC hybrid. Some people's number 1 coaster on their list. I'm just excited to finally be able to ride it and figure out and tell you guys whether I think it's good or not. Now, heading over to Carowinds. Carowinds, there are 2 coasters that, of course, without a doubt, I'm going to be excited for. Copperhead Strike and Fury 325. There's no brainer about that, either of those. Copperhead Strike, I'm excited for the layout, and as well as the multi-launches. I've watched so many POV videos of that coaster that it feels like I've ridden it, but I am ready to actually ride it. And also, Fury 325, it's in the name. 325 feet, the tallest chain lift coaster in the world at 325 feet. I am super excited to ride that Giga coaster. Words cannot describe my hypeness for that coaster. I've been wanting to ride it for so many years now. But now that we're done with Carowinds, we're going to head over to Kennywood. Now, Kennywood does not have the massive coaster lineup as these other parks do, but it does have 2 really good coasters that I'm excited to try to get on this year. One being an absolute classic, and one being one of their newest additions at the park. The classic being Phantom's Revenge. Phantom's Revenge used to be Steel Phantom, but Phantom's Revenge, the new layout of it, is a one-of-a-kind attraction. It does not have the largest hill in the world, but that drop heading straight into the quarry, of course, is iconic and is synonymous to that ride in general. And then the newest attraction that they have there, being Steel Curtain, is the other attraction that I'm super excited to get on this year. Steel Curtain not only has that NFL theming for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but it has 9 different inversions and a track length of 4,000 feet. It's just a mammoth of a coaster, and I am excited to finally get to ride it. I've watched, once again, a lot of POVs of that coaster, and I'm just super excited to be able to get on it. Finally, Kings Island, the last of the 4 parks. This one is a bit different. There are 2 coasters that I'm the most excited to ride at this park. The first being Banshee. Now, Banshee is what people rate as the best B&M invert coaster of all time. There are 7 different inversions in that coaster, and people say that it knocks your socks off. I, for one, am a super fan of the B&M invert, and I absolutely love them. My favorite one being Alpengeist at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. So I'm super excited to try out Banshee, to see that amazing layout that it has, and try out all those different inversions. It's just one that I have been wanting to ride and has been on my wish list for a long time. Last but not least, my other most excited ride at that park being the one, the only, the wooden coaster, the Beast. Ever since I was young and I heard about the Beast and heard many stories and watched a couple videos, I have been wanting to ride the Beast forever. And I finally have the opportunity to get on the absolute beast of an attraction. For a person who is a sucker for wooden coasters, especially ones that go through heavily wooded areas, such as the Beast going through the heavily wooded areas, I could not be more excited for that coaster. And also, it is the longest wooden coaster in the world at 7,359 feet of track. It is an absolute animal, and I cannot wait to ride the Beast. It's going to be a fantastic time. I am super excited for what this year has in store for us and for the channel. I'm super excited to be able to show all of these trips and show off everything at these parks to you guys, so you can get a feel of what different theme parks around the US have to offer, and maybe you can take a trip out there. But if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you drop a like and also comment down below, out of all the theme parks that I'm heading to this year, which one are you most excited to see? But as always, I'm Michael, this has been Hallowed Thrills, and I'll see you guys next time.